What is up, everyone? Hope everybody is all good. Right, a topic I want to talk about today is rep ranges and what rep ranges should we train in if we're trying to get as big as possible, or the so-called hypertrophy rep range. Now, you see a lot of stuff online. There's a lot of dogma out there now which is saying that we have to train in certain rep ranges and anything else is idiotic. Now, I just want to put this video out so you can listen to this and then just understand there's many ways to go about it and the pros and cons of both. So, just to start the topic of conversation off, in terms of rep ranges, we know that we can train anywhere in that 5 to 30 rep range. As long as you take your sets to failure or very close to it, you're good to go. Now, that's 5 to 30. Now, the smart ones amongst you will be thinking, okay, so why would we do a set of 30 if we could do a set of 5? And that's a good question. Then that turns us into, what are we looking for towards the end of a set? What is going to drive growth? What's going to drive the hypertrophy signaling? Towards the end of a set, we're going to have the highest degrees of motor unit recruitment, which is then going to drive as much mechanical tension as possible. So those last couple of reps before we hit failure, when everything really starts to grind to a halt and slow down, they're the reps that we're chasing. So you might think, okay, if we got a set of 5 or a set of 30, if the last couple of reps are the ones that we're after, if we do a set of 30, we have to do 20, 25, 26 reps to even get to those last couple, which are the stimulative reps. Whereas if we do a set of 5, we get right in with the money reps. If we do a heavy set of 5, rep 1, rep 2, rep 3, they're going to have high degrees of motor unit recruitment and going to get to giving you mechanical tension right from the rip. So again, smart ones here will be thinking, oh, let's just do sets of 5, sets of 6 for everything. Let's not waste any energy. Let's not build up any unnecessary fatigue. That would be great in theory, but again, it doesn't play out like that. Now, what you need to be aware of is what rep ranges feel good for you. How do you recover as well? It might be great on paper to do a set of 5 or 6 for leg presses, but your knees might not like that at all. You might feel safer in that 10 to 15 zone, and you might feel able to progress your leg press a lot safer and and have a long runway to progress it in the 10 to 15 zone. So just because someone comes to you and goes, oh no, you're wasting all of these reps by training in that 10 to 15 zone, if that feels good for you and allows you to progress, perfect. That is the most important thing. So when we understand 5 to 30 rep range, we can use it all. We can use what we see fit. For us, our body, any injuries that we might have, just how we feel better, what rep range we feel better in, and we go from there. So the other thing again, it's movement dependent. So again, anyone with a bit of experience, you'll understand this. Yes, sets of 5, 6, we get right to the money reps and we don't waste a lot of energy. But let's take an isolation exercise as an example. Have you ever tried to do a single arm tricep push down or a medial delt raise? Have you ever tried to do a set of 5 or 6 of them? It just doesn't feel right. It feels too heavy. You just feel like you can't connect with the muscle for whatever reason. Whereas let's take something else, like something that is very effective being loaded in that 5 to 6, a very heavy set. Something like a Romanian deadlift as an example. That's fantastic, like heavily loaded, a set of 5, a set of 6. That just feels right. Again, because it's a heavier loaded movement, it's a hip hinge, you're loading over at the spine. So then doing sets of 15, 16, 17 reps with a heavy hip hinge, it doesn't really make sense. So again, it comes back to it's movement dependent. So you need to look at your training as a whole and go, okay, which movements do I feel best in that 5 to 10 zone? Use those. Which movements do I feel better? 10 to 15 zone, you can do that. And if there is certain things that you feel better in that 15 to 20 zone, it doesn't matter if people are going to say it's not optimal on paper or you're wasting a lot of reps. If that feels fucking good for you and that allows you to progress long term pain free, that's what matters. So that is the be all end all of this. You find rep ranges and use a rep range as long as it's in that 5 to 30, you take your sets to failure, very close to it, with good technique, and then you progress your lifts over time. That's number one. If you're progressing your lifts and it's in that 10 to 15 zone, or you do a couple of high rep sets in that 15 to 20, and you're progressing your lifts, good stuff, keep it going. Don't listen to what anyone is trying to say, any sort of bullshit, but then just understand that, again, the lower your rep count is on that 5 to 10 zone, you're going to have a lot less fatigue accumulation from you getting right into the money reps with a set of 5, a set of 6, a set of 7. So I'd use those where you can, but then don't be scared to, again, have your set of 10 to 15 and then 15 to 20 where you need it. So again, hopefully all that makes sense. I just wanted to clear this up because there's a lot of dogma and people are talking in absolutes that if you do any more than a set of 8 these days, you're an idiot, and that just makes no sense. Come on, let's have a bit of common sense about it. If you've got that 5 to 30 range, use it all. Use what we see fit for us to allow us to progress forward and step forward, and that's the number one thing. Progressing your lifts, slowly taking your body weight up, not getting hurt, because if you're hurt, you can't train properly for a long time. So again, take your body weight up, progress your lifts, pain-free, and training in a rep range with movements that allow you a long runway for progression. That's number one. That's what you need to focus on. All right. Any comments? Drop them down below. Any questions? Let me know. All right. Talk to you all in the next one.